interview with Dermot Hartigan on the 29th of January 2016. No.
To talk to you about the bacon industry in Limerick, and in particular this big strike, what actually started out as being a strike but ended up as being a lockout, affecting the whole of Munster, and especially Limerick, Cork and Waterford, which were the bacon cities in Ireland at the time. In 1890, a big dispute occurred between the pork butchers and the merchants at Limerick. It started off with in 1877. Alexandra Shaw had got the workers of Limerick to do away with the pig money which they were paid for curing the pigs that were purchased on their behalves. Now, this pig money was what it was that for every pig that the pork butchers killed and cured, the pork butchers got a penny from it. Now, it might sound to be very, very little, but when you accumulate, when you kill the amount of pigs that were being killed in Limerick at the time, in the 4 bacon factories, it amounted to quite a portion of time. Now, he had got, on the basis that the temperance movement led by Father Macho at the time was saying that this pig money was being used because to spend on alcohol at the time, because they got it as a lump sum, that it would basically he wanted to do away with it, and Alexander Shaw took advantage of this particular fact to come up with a new arrangement. And the arrangement he got was that he would give him a wage increase instead of the bacon money, and that would get rid of it. Now, pig money then was made up of 2 parts. There was a portion of it went to the pork butcher. That was a penny per pig. But 5 pence of that was deducted from the cost of the bacon and went to the merchant. So the merchant would have been getting the greater portion of it. So now the merchant was getting €6, 6 pennies from the bacon. And that existed for a period of 13 years until 1890. And what happened in 1890, there was a man called Michael Sheehan, who was originally from Waterford, came to Limerick, but Michael Sheehan knew what the conditions were in all the different centres, and he was aware of the fact that there was different rates depending on the different stores in the different cities, and that the Alexander Shaw store was being paid less, and he used this idea of getting that pig money for the pork butchers as a means of stirring up the workforce to seek compensation for this. And he did it on the basis of also trying to get his own agenda, which would have been very, very poor Michael Davitt's amalgamation of a combination of the agricultural labourers that were all over the Munster area. People who had come off the land and saw jobs working inside in the bacon factories in Pigtown. And when he did this, he got the pork butchers in the 3 cities, Cork, Limerick and Waterford, to amalgamate into one union, whereas previously there had been individual unions. also attended a lot of the meetings that was being held by Michael Davitt at that time. One in particular in Cork, where Davitt set up an organisation called the Irish Democratic Labour Federation. So he would have been a great fan of Michael Davitt, and would have tried to follow a lot of what Davitt was doing. But in any event, he got the union in Limerick to come out and strike, and on the 17th of January 1890 he issued a letter to Shaw's, the fact that he was working it, making certain demands, and those demands were basically that pig money would be restored to the workers in Limerick, and that the wage levels would be changed to facilitate the hours in which they were working. So what he was doing there was that the workers at that time worked from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. That would be their normal day. But then after that, he wanted to scale the wages upwards so that they'd be getting time and a quarter for the first 2 hours, time and a half for the next portion, and 3 quarters from say 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and anything over 10 o'clock that they get full day's paid. So they could be working up to 12 o'clock at night. So he wanted a double pay. And the third issue then that was there was that he wanted to. Well, I'll come back to the third issue. I can't think of it just now. But there was a third issue. It was a minor issue, but it was there. Shaw then was a member of the Protestant Home Rule organisation. He had been a supporter of Home Rule and of Parnell. Wasn't too keen on giving in to the workers. So what he effectively did was that he set about causing a situation in which if the workers could amalgamate, he was offended by the idea that the workers were amalgamating, because he could see where it was going, that they'd have a stronger control over their conditions as a result of amalgamation. First of all, they'd all know what each other's rates were, which was not something that Irish people would have been used to. Second of all, the second thing that happened there was that he was aware of the effect that David had within the Home Rule movement, that he would have been on let's say, the far left, as you would call it, there, as opposed to the Parnell side, which would have been had a different view of the way things should be done. And what he did was that he set about offsetting this amalgamation of the workforce by setting up his own combination. They called them combinations rather than unions at the time. So Shaw set up his own combination. His own combination was set up with the major bacon merchants in Munster at the time, so that there would have been, in Limerick you would have had the 4 bacon factories of Shaw's, Denny's, Madison's and O'Mara's. Now, in Cork you would have Ludden's in Waterford, you would have had Tralee, and there was a couple of other organisations there as well. But he amalgamated them, and what they decided to do was that if the workers were going out on strike, they would lock their workers out. the difference between locking the workers out and the strike is that it's the employers that are locking their workers out rather than the union.
Yeah.
And they decided to do it in what they called was thirds. In other words, they'll leave off a third of the workforce this week and a third the following week and a third more the next week afterwards. And there was medical devices in what they were doing, because what they were saying was the strike occurred at a time which was after Christmas, after the busy period for pigs, when they would have been a little bit more slack. Now that was suited the poor butchers insofar as that a lot of them would have been fishing on the riverside, the avid fishing on the riverside, and they could go away during the course of the strike and walk the river. Whereas the butchers were looking at the opposition that they were getting from the English state at the time, and they were able to say that, well, if we can kill whatever pigs we have in store at the present time and sell that without the cost, the big cost that's on us, we can basically make a bigger profit because we're not paying wages out to people. And so this was the nucleus of what changed it from being a strike into being a lockout. But unfortunately for the employers, they didn't bargain on the fact that the new amalgamated butcher society was something that had was a new idea that was basically coming from England, a new form of trade unionism coming from England, and they had the weapon that they could not alone bring out the workers directly affected by the strike, but they could bring out all the other people that would be moving bacon from A to B along the way. So that would affect two of the most unionised and politicised section of the community in Ireland at the present time, the railwaymen and the sailors. So with the bacon lockout now taking effect and people being let go from their work, the railwaymen and the sailors stopped refusing to move goods to the port and returning it to the factories. Now this happened mainly in Cork rather than in Limerick, because in Cork and in Waterford rather than in Limerick, because when the people came out to support them, they would have been the first to find out that this group was going on, and because it was tainted able to return this rather than handle this. It took a while to understand that it was coming from the bacon factory in Limerick. But once they got a hold of it, they got a grip on the industry and they started returning it back to Limerick. The other thing that happened then is that this escalated matters, and the butchers, merchants were going to Limerick Junction on a regular basis to have meetings. And in the course of going to these meetings, they were trying to come up with a solution, something that would save race, I suppose. And in a way they were conceding, they decided the weakest portion of it was to concede to the wage increases, but they weren't going to concede on the commissioners' money. Or on the big money. Now, they seem to want to do it as far. There's two different types of pig wire that was pigs for killing to the factories. One was a sole trader. They were people that were just bought pigs and brought them to the factories. They'd go to the fairs and they'd buy them and they'd bring them down to the factories for sale. And the other ones were called commissioners. They were employed by the factories themselves. And the factories felt that they weren't going to concede in this matter of the commissioners' pay because they were employed by the company as such. And of course the pork butchers were saying, no, all pigs purchased and killed by us, we have to get our penny off. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that they were letting people go that had nothing to do with the strike initially in the other factories. And they decided in their wisdom to use the legislation that was there at the time, which was the Employers and Workmen's Act, which allowed, first of all, for work people to combine and create a union of their own. But second of all, it did cover an element of the Old Master and Servants Act, which meant that if a servant was let go from his job for no good reason, that he had to be compensated for whatever work that he had done. Because obviously what used to happen was that if a person was let go because there was an argument between the employer and the servant, he would be thrown over the job and he wouldn't get paid for the couple of days that he had since the last time he had not paid. But this particular piece of legislation was carried forward into the Employers Act, and in that the workers decided cleverly enough that they would bring a case to what was called the court of conscience.
Yeah.
The court of conscience was run basically by the local politicians, the local councillors elected to the city council. And they would normally be run by the mayor of the time. So they brought two cases to it, and pork butchers were brought forward by a man called Moran, J.H. Moran, as far as I can remember his name was. And he fought the case on behalf of the pork butchers. Was a well-known solicitor in town called Bean Camp, who always represented the merchants in their case, and he represented them. Now, Bean Camp recognised very fast that the two men that were bringing the case to the court of conscience were only the tip of the iceberg, and that if they won their case, that they would have to compensate for everybody that has been let go. And he made the argument that the court, being a small court, being for petty issues, it should be tried in a higher jurisdiction. Morton fought the opposite case. He fought it to go on to the next case. But the mayor didn't turn up for the first hearing, and the man that was doing the job, who had been here previously, I think it was a man called Walker, Alderman Walker, as far as I can remember, he made a decision that whereas he favoured the men's point of view, they should be compensated. He felt that he was not the right person to make the decision and put it back for the mayor to make the decision the following week. So the following week it was decided that they would, the case was lost because it was really a case for a higher jurisdiction. So the union then started on to a higher court at which Moore and Pigtown were representing the workers as well. But they lost the case there as well. They were just not going to compensate the workers to that case. Now, I think personally that if you read the law there, the workers had big points. They had the merchants legally, but they found ways and means of wanting to do it. Now, but it was a great example of a union beginning to use labour law to move forward with the case. Now, the other side of the case then was the involvement of the Bishop of Limerick, Bishop of the Wire, in the issue. And Bishop of the Wire, initially at the start of the strike, Bishop of the Wire was the kind of man that he wanted to be involved in all aspects of Irish society, insofar as it was a way of controlling the turnbills, I suppose, of the general population. He was very much in favour of Rome rule rather than a lot of the other bishops at the time, Bishop Cork and that, who basically were more approachable from an Irish society point of view. The Wire was also a home ruler, and but he would have been in the same trend as Isaac Butt, who was a previous leader of the home rule movement in Ireland, and he would not be, I suppose, he would have been well reared. He would have been coming from a family of upper class Irish nobility background, and also wanted to forward the case of Rome for control over the Catholic Church in Ireland. But at the initial stages of the strike, it was hampered by the fact that he was in court himself, and he was in court because of a case of a horse that he had purchased for his own use, on the condition that the horse was not to be used for any more racing, because the horse was or hunting or anything else like that. And he had passed the horse on to he had given the loan of the horse to another man who hunted the horse, and the horse died, had a heart attack and died. And when this happened, the Wire brought a case against the person who bought the horse from him and said the horse was not well when he purchased it, and that he should have been aware of it. And he was compensated for it. And then it materialised that he had loaned it out the horse to another man, and this other man had used him to run the race, which was against the agreements that they had. And so he brought a Wire to court, and what happened then was that the Wire lost the case, and basically had to compensate the man, but they made a kind of a commentary statement that it was not his fault because he wasn't aware of the circumstances of the horse. So he would not have involved himself in it in the original stages. But as it went on, there was the rector of the confraternity, made a comment to the effect that he should have been involved, that he would have solved this right from the start, and he would have got them in to go back to work and negotiate and Bishop didn't work in that purpose because he wanted control over the secular side of the thing. He figured that he wanted to have control over all aspects of the well-being of his flock in town rather than going to the monasteries what to do. So on the basis that he had been approached by some of the people that were involved in 1917 when they put away the pig money, he went and spoke to the men and then rode on his horse. This is a different horse to me, of course. The first horse is a great steed actually. It's the white horse that he talk about. He rode his horse into Shaw's and he had a discussion with them and he offered them his services to resolve this strike. But they decided that they would bring it to his fellow merchant brothers, which he did, and he brought it to Limerick Junction to where they had sat down and they discussed Bishop of the Word and they discussed the forces that had been made to them. Now it is known that some of the men that were involved in the 1977 incident turned up at the Limerick Junction, where they were at the meeting or not, I don't know. The newspapers don't know either, but they reported that they were there to see what the decision was, and the decision basically was that no, we're not going to concede on anything, and so the strike basically continued. They decided to continue with the strike. So things went on like that for a period of time, and there was a couple of efforts being made by the merchants to resolve the issue, but all came to nothing basically. Now, eventually, what happened was that the pork butchers in Limerick decided that they were going to, up to that particular point, all they had done was pick up the stores, and they had picked up the stores to the extent that they had, when women turned up to go to work, they turned them away. So they refused to leave the women going to work. Now some of the stores people and clerical staff inside were now killing whatever things were there inside, so they were effectively strike breaking. And workers then decided that they were going to have a mass demonstration, and they marched down through the starting with Shaw's and then they came down by Motor Street and down into William Street, and they seemed to have caught the authorities totally by surprise by the fact that they had done this, because we had a certain amount of violent reaction between the strikers in Cork and in Waterford. Everything had been peaceful in Limerick. Conducted themselves in that way was very much along the lines of, we negotiate, we want our demands. So what actually happened was that the police came over and some guys in the army were actually there, and some of them actually saluted the boys as they were marching down the street. But it's important basically that they had this mass demonstration, not everybody was but things were progressing exactly the same. There was no change between themselves. This man, Michael Sheehan, was very forward in his militancy against the merchants. So much so that he became a target for them in very many ways. And it's known that he's a sympathizer of David. He's regarded as being very radical in that. But unfortunately, what happened is that the one man that David, Sheehan, kind of is reliant upon, is responsible for bringing the strike to an end. Because he writes in the letter basically that the strike has gone on, it's 6 weeks down the line, 7 weeks down the line since the strike started. And the workers are getting paid from various forces, like from the National Rail, they're getting it from the engineers union, they're getting it from places like Blackpool, and an awful lot of organisations come in, and they've appealed to England, Wales and Scotland as well for financial aid. So they have aid coming in, and there's how to put it, also the fact that some of them are fishing, which is keeping their living standards up. They can afford to do it for a certain period of time. But as it comes to the end of it, and people are getting weary about what's going on, David writes a letter saying that, well, you've done what you can as far as following fighting for the poor butchers in the 3 centres, but it's now time to negotiate. And it is at this stage the Bishop of the Wire steps in again. And he does it in a very Machiavellian kind of standard and so forth, in the way that he approaches it. One thing that he wants to do is that he wants to get Sheehan out of there. And with the help of these older men, or as Sheehan calls them, the older players who have come up with the original agreement, he organises a meeting for the poor butchers in Limerick. And prior to this, he had got his clergy to condemn the actions of the poor butchers, and in particular Sheehan, in church, in masses and that. So he organises a meeting of the poor butchers, which he attends, and all his clergy attends as well. He gets the poor butchers to agree to allow them for him to negotiate on their behalf. And it is at that stage that Michael Sheehan comes into the meeting, having heard that there's something going on with his marriage. And he basically tries to stop the meeting and to try and stop the process from going forward. And when he doesn't succeed, he leaves the meeting with his supporters. And he tries to stop the process from going through. Now, on the other hand, the wire goes to the work butchers, the merchants, it goes to Shaw's and the other merchants, and they agree a settlement on the basis of what Shaw had been proposing. And when they agree, the workers are then ready to go back. Now, Sheehan had asked for one thing, and they got the agreement with this, that there would be no negotiations at this critical meeting, that there would be no negotiations unless both the Bishop and Michael Davitt were to negotiate on the part of the men. Right? Bishop went to work and Michael Davitt were to be the two negotiators on behalf of the men, on behalf of the Port Structures and any agreement with the merchants. But what actually happened was Bishop of the Word attended the meeting on his own and made an agreement which suited the merchants at the time. And when that happened, she objected to it on the basis that Michael Davitt was to be there. And but the men returned to work on the following Monday morning. The majority of the men returned to work on the following Monday morning, with Sheehan organising a picket outside the gate to stop them going in on the basis that Michael Davitt was not there. When that happened, some of the men came back out. And that resulted in the situation where the Bishop came up to the scene again. He came up with his clergy. And because he could not be heard, his two carts put together in the street, and he stood in the car. The account that a lot of the whole butcher gave was that he's sitting upon this great white horse, and that he divides the workers into yes and no, who's gone in, who's gone out. And eventually he gets everybody to go and go to work, with the exception of the unity supporters of Michael Sheehan. And it's done on the basis that, look, I'm the Catholic Bishop of Limerick and I have negotiated something on your behalf. And my word is basically sacrosanct to this whole thing. You don't have to go back into work. And it's life of the man. So they're going to work as such, but with the exception of Robert Hume. Pork butchers who don't do. And when they don't do the strike goes on for a little bit longer, but not as good as it should have gone on. And the end result anyway was that there's a couple of incidents after that where people are coming back to work and they have to report signed in, accept you or not accept you. And there was a couple of men that didn't get their jobs back. One of them being Michael Sheehan. Michael Sheehan effectively has to emigrate out of the country at the end of the day because he can't get back. But he's the only person that doesn't get back. Everybody else gets back. And with the exception of him, he's the only person that does not get back. He immigrates to America, goes out of Queenstown, which is cold I think today. And because he goes across nothing is heard of him after that. I'd love to do a little bit more research to find out what actually. But the story of the Great White Horse is it's a myth created to the idea that it was missions were that came in and saved the day. In actual fact, he sold the workers out in very early days. And that's not to say that the workers were right in everything that they were trying to do. They were a little bit naive in some of the things that they were trying to do. But it's effectively the start of the new trade union movement, the new trade union organisation coming into Ireland, as well as having cultural organisations and military organisations that we were developing a trade union movement which was on the social side and the social issues. The ITG, when ITG doesn't come in there, the Pork Butchers Society amalgamates into the ITG later on, and much later stage. That's something that you might come across as well. I'm not altogether sure when they did, but it's after 1930, well after 1930, that they come into as a branch of the I know you have to. Can you give me your email address?
I will. I'll turn these off. Thank you, Dermot. I'll turn these off.
I'll send that stuff on.